Hello. Welcome, welcome. How's it going? We're back. It's that boy. It's a me, a Mario. In the wise words of Chris Pratt, it's a me, a Mario. Hello, hello. Welcome in. Welcome to day 11. This is kind of, if we were to consider like weeks, like a work week, 5 days, then this is kind of the start of week 3. Even though I think I actually started doing these a little over 4 weeks ago. Or if we consider it 7-day weeks, then it's we haven't quite finished week 2 yet. But hey there, how are you doing? 40 hours? I mean, I guess that's I don't know how many hours this adds up to. Does this actually add up to 40 hours? I know that is the average like work week. Probably well over. Yeah, I'm sure one could count it up. I'm not going to go to the effort, but I'm sure one could count it up. I'm sure it's something like my average stream is probably somewhere between 4 and 6 hours, and then assuming so, like let's say 4 times 11 plus 2 hours on Monday. It's probably at least 40 hours, if not like closer to 50. Okay, so today, day 11, what we're going to be doing is basically, we're going to dive back into the pie a little bit more and see if we can get things to work. I guess I don't want to be ambitious and say like that we're going to get it to at parity with the desktop version of vanilla just yet, but I do want to say we're going to get it a lot closer. I think audio and gamepad support is probably pretty doable, probably pretty easy. Latency is going to be, I think, a ongoing process. Well, I've got some things we can try, but I think that might take a fair bit of trial and error. Can't wait for the 2026 Can It Run Lego Island will be a meme. Oh, can't wait for 2026 when Can It Run Lego Island will be a meme. You know, I'm excited for that too. Where are we at so far? It's 90-something%. 93.64 or 95% like implemented. The accuracy, I think, for the most part, you can kind of ignore. With the team is very like diligent about making the functions match as closely as possible. We just have trouble with the compiler, and that sometimes, based on no reason that we can figure out, it'll just kind of subtly change the assembly that it produces. Like, you can change something off in a far off header that has no relation to this function, and if you change it, it'll still like slightly alter a little bit. Like a line will like 2 lines will like swap places, like you know, or it'll just decide to do this instead of that, or it'll use test instead of compare, or something like that. And there's no reason, as far as we know, it's like random. It's like there's an RNG thing in the compiler sometimes, and it's just kind of like, oh, we'll try something else this time. It's not actually random in the sense that like, you know, the code itself will always compile to the same assembly. It's just like, you know, some really minor, really unrelated change is capable of changing, you know, the way that it's the assembly comes out, the compiled code comes out. That's why this is not 100%. I think functionally, this is actually 100%. It's fully implemented, but we just don't, we haven't. And the problem is every time we change this, because these two files, you know, they're linked into each other. every time we change this, the accuracy, we're not, even if we're not touching isle.exe at all, every time we touch Lego 1, the accuracy just changes just a little bit. Sometimes it'll go down to 98, sometimes it'll go back up to 99, and there's nothing we can really do. Like, it's kind of a waste of time to try and get this to 100% while we're still messing around with this, so I would say, for the most part, you can probably ignore the accuracy thing. That's probably just like compiler memes. So I think it's probably more accurate to say that it's 95% or close to 96% done. So yeah, that's I mean, there's a pretty decent chance that at least implementation will be 100% before the end of the year, or by the end of the year. Accuracy, to be honest, I couldn't be confident that it'll ever be like, I mean, we'll keep playing around with like the stuff to see if we can get the accuracy of both to be 100, but I feel like it's going to be like whack-a-mole, you know, you might fix one function, but it'll break another function somewhere else. It's going to be a lot of trial and error, I think, to get the accuracy up to all the way up to 100. So yeah, I think you might be right. 2020, and I might not. They said you said 2026. I think it might even be 2025 that we're talking about porting Lego Island to stuff. I mean, I guess it'll take some time to get the code base into a portable state. Like, you know, right now it's fairly tied into the Windows API and Direct 3D, but one day, you know, we'll have it hooked into stuff that, you know, maybe it'll be running on the Wii U gamepad within the year or something like that. Pulled out my original Lego Island CD the other day. Great times. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of recording for an upcoming video. I have like a 50-something minute video about Lego Island that I'm still kind of just like refining. It's like really close to being done, but I'm still refining it. There's a couple of things I need to film for it, so I'm hoping that'll be out pretty soon. I don't know when, but yeah, that's kind of when I'm not working, when I'm not streaming, and when I'm not like rebuilding my web server, I'm working on that video. Is the decomp itself basically mostly done? It's fast for a decomp. I mean, it's like almost done. It's really, really close, basically. And yeah, it's not bad. Like a year and a half, more or less. Like I kind of hey.
Coding in industry as annoying as the Wii U gamepad, or is this an outlier?
Hang on, what was the hang on, I couldn't pause what Microsoft Sam said. Hang on, let me reread that. Is coding in industry as annoying as the Wii U gamepad, or is this an outlier? Thanks for the donation. I think for the most part you wouldn't run into quite, like we're doing a lot of like we're doing some slightly low level like embedded programming. If we're doing embedded stuff, it's probably largely similar, minus the like reverse engineering. But all of the stuff, like reverse engineering, is very like, is fairly niche, fairly low level. There are jobs out there for reverse engineering, but not like a lot of them. Most of the work you'd be doing is like web, in which case you certainly would run into like frustrations. There would certainly be like times where you'd be like, why isn't this working how I want it to do? And you'd be spending, you know, a lot of time on a problem. But like, it would be to different degrees. I would think. I would think web is a little bit generally a little bit faster to get the results you want. You wouldn't have to spend as much time you wouldn't have to spend like 5 whole streams just trying to figure out how to get video onto the screen if you were doing it in web. You know, that's mostly a solved problem in the web. Just for the staring contest? Oh no, did that already happen? It did. It already happened. All right. Let's see. How are everyone's eyes today? Let's see what we're dealing with. I'm head to bed. My eyes are dry as fuck because I need to re-moisten them. I mean, that, you know, it's a good time to leave when we start doing the staring contest in that case. Okay, let me get live split open. Here we go. So if this is your first stream, this is a channel point redeem over on Twitch. We just kind of stare lovingly into each other's eyes and see who can do it the longest. I found that I used to just kind of hold my eyes shut and then like open them up, I found that you get a bit better results if you like blink a lot beforehand. I guess it's like helps humidify the eyes. So anyway, let's give it a go. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. I think I'm dehydrated as well. That doesn't help. Oh, okay, there it is. 23 seconds. Who beat me? I assume a lot of people did. I think I'm a bit dehydrated today. Let me re-moisten myself. Okay. I lost by like a split second. Nice. Well, nice for me, I suppose. Still going, tearing up. Oh no. Having ADHD is so cool. I'm winning all the staring contests. Still going. Damn.
We
Hey.
love a moist Clive in these parts.
A moist Clive. You know, it is better. I would say I'm not a fan of a dry Clive. So I would agree. Partially. Easy win, still haven't blinked. Fuck. Yeah, I guess I'm just not the best starer. You know how it is. Moistening my Clive right now. No, no, no. Man, I could do the funniest thing, make a loop of 15 seconds from staring at the camera and just loop that. That's a good idea. I should do that one day. Maybe for April Fools, I'll just do like, it'll be like a staring stream. And it'll be like 8 hours long, but it'll just be staring. And it won't be me, it'll just be a pre-recorded loop. We love seeing Clive's balls moist on stream. Eyeballs, that is. Oh. When Chatterino switched for emotes, I actually started, I started building that fork that you made. But I realized I only thought to do it like after I'd started the stream, and I didn't want to make people wait for any longer. So hopefully next stream we'll have proper 7TV emotes. In fact, it's even reverted back to light mode, which is pretty cringe. So soon, hopefully. I can't wait. I'm excited for some proper emotes. 80% air humidity out here in Brazil could hold my eyes open here for days. Fuck, you're cheating! You're cheating! I don't live in a moist climate. I never have. Oh, speaking of which, I should mention, I got a, so last stream we were looking at this Realtek microcontroller, something that could, like combine something that could kind of be just a small, really cheap device. This thing is like $3 or $4 on AliExpress that could handle connecting just about any device, whether it's, you know, a phone or even a Raspberry Pi or a Nintendo Switch or something like that, or even a computer that doesn't have like the right a compatible Wi-Fi adapter. A really cheap device that could connect anything to the Wii U, essentially. And we spent some time setting it all up just to find that like the Arduino, it's not an Arduino, but it's easier to say Arduino than microcontroller, so it's a habit I fall into. I won't go over this whole story. This was like a whole 30-minute story last time, but basically we tried some. The long story short is I've been in touch with Realtek, the company that created this device. Trying to get them to help me make this make this thing compatible with the Wii U. Like I've done some modifications to the firmware, they've done some modifications to the firmware, and when we tried their modifications, it didn't work. It crashed, and I let them know that night. And I will say, this morning, I got another email. They have said they they've sent me another firmware to try, which is cool. What kind of like, how nice is that customer service that they're actually changing their code for me, you know, within like 48 hours. Someone at Realtek knows me. They must. So they said they verified the issue and tried to recompile the files, and that they've sent me a new one to test with. So maybe we'll give that a go first. What do you guys think? I mean, I guess we may as well, because the Wii U is already paired to this microcontroller, so we may as well do this next. So the setup for this is it's connected to the computer through two means. One is the Ethernet cable, and the other is USB-C. The Ethernet is the plan is that eventually we won't need any like real Ethernet between the two. Currently I'm using an Ethernet shield connected to the Arduino with SPI, which is not super fast. The plan is eventually we'll get the microcontroller to behave as if it's an Ethernet device itself, and that way, it'll just plug in through USB. Realtek is secretly a fan of your channel? I guess so. I mean, I guess this is like this is a pretty technical division of theirs. Like this is the microcontroller team that I'm in touch with, and I guess their job is kind of to help people make devices. Hey, ZeroCool8548, thanks for the Prime sub, and Boingy Spurloingy, thanks for the Prime sub. I really appreciate that. I hate ads, I get that, but I really appreciate the Bezos bucks. I really appreciate the joining the cleanup crew, or as of Monday, the Cabrina Carpenter crew. It's still the stupidest dream I've ever had. Anyway, so yeah, it's on the one hand, it kind of makes sense, because this is like the team that's, in a way, it's probably their job to help people make stuff with their hardware, because that's, these are development boards, they're for people like me developing stuff. That being said, it is also really good service. Like even so, you wouldn't necessarily expect any company to be just changing their code and sending you custom builds just for you. So, that's pretty cool. Hey, Switchgear HV, thanks for the Prime sub. And Giovanni GZ, thanks for gifting a sub to the Mumbo King. Hell yeah, I appreciate that. I need to come up with a sub badge, because this is the default like star that Twitch gives you. I need to come up with something a little bit nicer than that. Custom debug builds. I believe I had a really brief look at this before the stream. I think it's
100.
Hey, thanks for the 100 bits, Sir Soft Corp. I really appreciate that. I think this is not a debug build anymore. I think maybe they thought that was part of the problem, or maybe it was part of the problem. But I don't think these are debug builds anymore, unfortunately. At least as far as I could tell. We can take a closer look. So let's try this first. So this is going to be a little bit un-Raspberry Pi-like. However, this might help with the Raspberry Pi, because right now the Pi is connected to a USB Wi-Fi adapter. This thing cost me like 15 or 20 bucks. So if we can get it to, hook into the Arduino, which is like $3 or $4, then that probably is a better, like if we're, creating a hardware standard for this, I think I'd rather base it around the Arduino, which can also, not the Arduino, the Realtek microcontroller, which can also be used on phones and other devices as well. I think that might be a better, like, a better plan. So, what was
Maybe
that?
your sub badge could be the KC in different colors and clothes, like bronze, silver, gold, etc.
Yeah, I've thought about that. I mean, the KC logo is probably that's a pretty that's an old reliable icon to use. I think my only concern is that it's quite a small icon, and that the KC I might have to like either the KC on its own, like in its current form, might be a little bit, some of the detail might get lost if it's that small. I either might need to revise it a little bit or make it like just one black color, or maybe just a like small gradient rather than there's quite a few gradients that are going on in the current and like outlines and borders that are going on in the current logo. So I'll look into it. I'll think about it. Hey, not Irma, thanks for the thanks for the tier 1. Hell yeah. Thanks for the tier 1 sub. I really appreciate that. Been looking and following the project. I love the stream. Subbed. Hell yeah. That's really nice. I'm glad you've been enjoying them. Linking a debug object to a release build sounds like a disaster. I think in general, I'm not sure about when it comes to like static libraries, like objects in a static library. I think in general, like you can, with GCC, you can compile like a debug executable with like release libraries, and that goes okay. With Visual C++, that's a big problem. There's no mixing of debug and release. Like the ABI is not compatible. I think GCC is a little bit better about that, but I don't know about objects in like combined in a static library. That might be, that might have higher requirements. Hi. 100. Hey, Geek Power Zero, thanks for the 100 bits, and Non-Kanunlu, thanks for the tier 1. Sorry if I butchered that. I really appreciate the sub. The tier 1, hell yeah, thank you so much. Let's see. Okay, so let's start off with this Arduino stuff, because that could be really interesting. Yeah, that'll look like something Lego Island, like variations of the pizza, maybe like it's slowly filling in. That could be interesting. That's not a bad idea. Depends if there's debug memory allocation, stuff like that. For example, mixing std strings between debug and release builds with just insta-crash without disabling the debugging features. You might be right. I don't recall if I've ever done that before. Okay, so let me browse into here. This is where all of our firmware, our closed source firmware. I mean, it's slightly annoying, I want to say, that this firmware is closed source to begin with, but I also can't complain because they're literally changing it for me.
After a long day of programming,
hey,
time to relax and watch someone programming. Here's some of my paycheck.
It's Dan JC. Thank you for the tier 1 for 14 months. Holy shit. I really appreciate that. I know what you mean. I often do when I'm coding, I often put on like a stream of some kind. Sometimes it is a coding stream, so it is like, it's like double coding. It's like, yay, we're coding together, and somehow I'm still enjoying this. I know exactly what you mean, but yeah. Yeah, what was that? Hello, MattKC, my name is Kiwi. I was wondering if you could possibly talk about The Simpsons Tapped Out and a way to preserve and back it up. I have the APK download as well as the extra data. I'm afraid I don't know anything about The Simpsons Tapped Out. Is that a mobile game? I assume from context that's a mobile game, but I don't know anything about it. It'll depend. It'll be different for every game, so I don't know if I can really help with that one. It makes sense they would modify the firmware for you. It's a W if you use their technology to make this project work, and not giving you the source code removes that potential headache for them. Double win for them. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking before. It's like, on the one hand, it's kind of their job to help me, make something with these, they're called development boards, so it's their job to help me make something, help me develop something with them. But at the same time, I'm not used to a company just like, just being willing to, change their source code to any builds. And, it removes a headache for me as well, not having to sign an NDA and be like really careful about like, what I disclose and don't disclose on stream and shit like that. So yeah. Okie dokie. So I don't know what state this was in, but we've got, we can probably remove this as well, because that's like one of my hybrid files that didn't work. So we've got original, this is what comes with the SDK. We've got the first patch that they sent me, which had a noticeably large version. So if we, I know from reverse engineering this stuff, that the key function we're worried about is in this file, lxbusops, It's 22 kilobytes here, and the first patched firmware they gave me, it was almost 10 times bigger. Curiously enough, now after we tested this and we determined it didn't work, they sent me another firmware. This time, it's back down to 22 kilobytes. So I assume we did in fact determine. We ran file lxbus ops that this had with debug info not stripped. I'd be curious to see if we extracted the new one in Realtek 2. Hey, thanks for the Prime sub, Janik2912. I appreciate that. Thanks for the Bezos bucks. So we overwrite that, and oh, so it's not debug, but it's also not stripped. That actually makes sense because a lot of when I was opening these things up in Ghidra, the function names were all still there. I'm sure in some way they have to be because like the way that a lot of libraries work is you just kind of like in Linux land you don't have to declare stuff as like DLL export, which you do on Windows. Like I think most of the functions in a C program are exported by default, but still not stripped. So that's interesting. Leak the function names. Yeah, you can already see the function names if you open these in Ghidra. That's how I was able to like get as far as I did with getting the stuff to connect to the Wii U. But yeah, the reason I stopped reverse engineering here is just because it became a little bit dicey. It started to get into like memory allocation and like members of structs and stuff like that. And if you're trying to make like a member of a struct bigger, and you have to like start shifting everything down, it becomes very hard to do that. If you don't have the source code. Geek Power Zero, thanks for the Prime sub. Hell yeah, thanks so much. Love your content. This project is really interesting to watch. Hell yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take their new firmware, put that in as the one we're using, and we're gonna inject my patches, which are these 3 files at the bottom. We're following the hardware modding portability scene for years over on the BitBuilt forums, and you starting this project at the same time as some really big breakthroughs for Wii U hardware research has been wonderful to see. Fun fact, it's been discovered that the Wii U has pads for native GameCube controller support. Huh. Interesting. So yeah, like the Wii had GameCube ports in it, but the Wii U, you had to use a USB breakout adapter, but there was actually technically onboard support for it. I didn't know that. That's interesting. Yay, Matt, read my message. What was your message? Oh, no, you read, you said you meant I read your message. Now, why is that? The English language is so stupid. Like, read and read are like the same word, but they mean different things and they're pronounced different ways. Same with lead and led. What a stupid language. Anyway, top chat. I didn't choose top chat intentionally. It just defaults to that. I guess there might be a way to change the default. Kind of confusing for a non-native speaker, I'll bet. I'm sure there are a lot of things in English that are confusing for non-native speakers. Like there are just like no rules. Like every time there is a rule, there are also a bunch of exceptions to it. So yeah. Hey, Zerolim88, thanks for the Prime sub. Thanks for the 2 months. I appreciate that. Is that I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, but hey, thanks so much. No way to change the default without extensions so bad. Classic YouTube chat moment. You know how to get a SNES game image of a floppy disk? So they can be read on PC. Weren't there devices back in the day, like back in the 90s, where it was like a floppy disk that plugged in as a cartridge into your Super Nintendo, and it like, or maybe, I don't know, maybe it didn't do that. Maybe it just read Super Nintendo cartridges onto the floppy disk. I know there was something like that. There was also the Was it the Doctor V64? Yeah, this thing. Where it's basically just a CD drive on the bottom of the N64 and you can load ROMs from CD. Like, you know, you wouldn't do this now because, you know, now the reason nowadays you do this but with SD cards and an EverDrive. But I remember when I was a kid, I wanted this so badly. I was like, fuck yeah, I could play games off a CD. But these are like $200 something. I guess EverDrives, no, they're $450. So they're still significantly more expensive than an EverDrive today, even though EverDrive's like 200 something. But I still really wanted one. I never had one, obviously, because it's so expensive. But I really wanted one, just because I wanted to be able to play any game I wanted. Anyway, so let's throw these in. It's ROM, RTW, PSK, Wii U, and the patch version of PSK, and also IE 80211. So I won back then too, and the one that used zip disks. I don't know if I don't know if I saw the one with zip disks. Zip disks. I don't know if that would have meant anything to me back then. But CDs did. I knew how to burn CDs. Hey, to Perry, thanks for the super chat. That'll come through at some point. For reasons we don't know, YouTube's API is really slow at returning super chats. So yeah, sorry if it takes a bit for that to show up. No. Bung Enterprise got Nintendo'd. Yeah, I'm sure. I do remember hearing about that. Yeah, what was this? Yeah, I remember seeing a video about these. So these definitely existed. Oh, this is the other way around, actually. This is... oh no, it is. You got like a cartridge slot and you got like a floppy disk drive and you can like dump stuff to the disk or like play stuff off the disk, I'm pretty sure. These were probably pretty expensive too, because back then, like, it probably would have needed to like load a ROM into some kind of RAM or something like that, or some kind of flash memory. That probably would have been really expensive in that day. Anyway, missed the N64 era, but I totally encouraged my friend to buy a GameCube instead of a PS2. Based. You know, I have a lot of memories about the PS2. I know a lot of people have a lot of nostalgia. A lot of people like it's the best console ever. Hardware-wise, it was probably the worst console of its generation. And I say that as someone who grew up with the PS2. I don't think the PS2 had a couple decent exclusives, but as far as like cross-platform games, I think it was almost always the worst version of any cross-platform game. Missed the entire start of the stream thanks to my internet dropping out again. Damn, it's okay. We haven't really gotten anywhere. We've just been kind of chatting. Okay, so yeah, let's we're done. We've combined their new firmware with my patches. Let's flash that to the thing, and I have to reset it first. Here. Oh, it's doing some downloading. Uh-oh. Okay, so it's in flash mode. What's this? Why is this happening? Remember when the R4 dropped? I think I had I like very briefly had a DS and an R4 when I was like, when it was old. Like as a retro collector, I briefly had an R4 and a DS. I think I don't know. I think I sold it for some reason. I think I wasn't like a proper collector or anything at that point. What the fuck is? What? Okay, I'm just gonna close it and open it again. There we go. Okay. Done compiling. And then, yeah, I don't care about whatever it's downloading. How do I stop this from happening? Hang on, can I, is this the, maybe the website is down at the moment, but I don't care because, like, I've already got this. Yeah, okay. I don't care. I don't need it. I just want it to upload. Why won't it upload? Like I don't whatever it's doing, I don't care about. I don't need it to do that. Saying bad things about the PS2 is an easy way to make enemies in Brazil. I have heard that the PS2 is big there, and that there are a lot of mod chips in Brazil. I was gonna play some Wii U earlier today, but in true Wii U owner fashion, I forgot to charge my gamepad. That is a real meme with the Wii U. Every time I try to play it, the gamepad is dead. Like every time I try to play it, like having, you know, not touched it for like a month or a couple months, the gamepad is always dead. And then you're like, fuck, you know, I can't, what am I supposed to do? What? Is my internet down? No, my internet is not down. It's just being a fucking dick for no reason. Upload. Upload it, for fuck's sake. Who needs a cancel button? I know. Okay, hang on. Compilation is delayed by... Yeah, exactly. I don't want to. I don't want to remove anything from the board manager. I had to get the older version, and this is fairly recent. Oh no, this is just a thing now apparently. Fuck, I have to like... I was found that Arduino 2.3.3 has a bug that causes it to happen when you have serial monitor open. Okay. Oh. What the fuck? Why would it do that? Why is it that... Why would closing the serial monitor just make it work all of a sudden? What the fuck? That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Hangs if monitor is running? Damn, that's rough. Alright. Cool. Well, I'm glad, you know, as long as I can get it to work eventually. Is my internet down while streaming? I mean, like, there's like times where it'll stream and like stuff that was working, like if it connected, like maybe it's like a DNS error where if the stuff was already established, if the connection was already established, it continues to work, but like new connections break. That's what I was thinking, like maybe, but like yeah, I did realize that like that wouldn't it didn't really make much sense. Okay, so how do I actually get serial output now? Hang on. Connected, okay. Why is nothing, there it is. Wi-Fi initialized, okay. So, good news. They did fix the freezing problem. It no longer hangs on initializing Wi-Fi. All the times for my internet to really throw a wobbler is during an early KC stream. Really being cucked here, boys. Damn. Sorry about that. Oh, I should mention, I did start a little earlier this time. And the reason why is because I actually have to leave a little bit earlier. At 2 p.m. my time. It's currently 12:11, so in a little under 2 hours. Or I'll say roughly 2 hours, because it's not... that's like a safe time. I have to start heading down to an appointment. So yeah, it's just... the appointment itself is not actually at 2. It's like... I'm just kind of accounting for, like, you know, getting out the door, and traffic might be bad around, like, because we'll be getting close to like school coming out. It's so that's what I'm so I'm saying 2 is like a safe time, but it might be, you know, we could let it go to like 2:30 and I'm sure it'd still be fine. An appointment. No, I can just say I'm just getting a haircut. It'll sound strange that I'm like no, I don't. Now I'm being I feel like I have to explain. I'm getting a haircut. My hairdresser for the last couple of years lives or works like an hour away. So I'm like, so my haircut is actually at 4. but I'm gonna have to leave no later than 3, and by that point there might be traffic, so it might be an hour and a half. And then it might take like half an hour to like finish the actually get out the door and like get all my stuff prepared. That's why I'm like 2 is like a safe time. You know, it's like, but it sounds ridiculous. I'm like, oh, I have to prepare for 2 hours before my haircut. It's just because of like, I'm just planning ahead for like traffic and like things going wrong. So yeah, I'll have some shorter hair by the next time you see me. Driving an hour and a half to get a hairdresser is a bit crazy though. It's, in my defense, it's a friend of mine and I trust them. So I'm like, I'm sure I could get a decent haircut around here. It's just that like, we get along, and that I've trusted them with my hair for the last like 6 years. So it's kind of also, you know, in some ways it's also just hanging out with a friend. But it does sound ridiculous. It does sound like a stupid thing. Depends, if the hairdresser is OP, then it's fair game. Going elsewhere is like breaking a golden rule. That's kind of how it feels. I recognize that it's such a commitment.
Format. Thank you for encouraging me by taking on nearly impossible projects just for the hell of it.
Hey, thanks Dan Guerrero. Thanks for the super chat. I appreciate this. Yeah, that is kind of. That is kind of how this that is kind of my MO, and I'm glad other people yeah, I'm glad to, if anyone else is inspired by what I do, you know, that's just that's the best compliment there is, really. So hey, thanks for the super chat, I appreciate it. Raspberry with the Arduino ID? No, not exactly. There's a lot of context to why we're doing Arduino stuff right now, but okay, so good news is Realtek did fix the freezing problem. Let's find out if they fixed the packet problem. If them increasing the buffer size means that this just works now. I suspect there might be other things that don't quite work. I don't know yet how this is gonna like work out, but we'll see. So we can. Oops, that's not an IP address. Shit! I don't have any way of clearing the old IP address. There we go. 168.1.43. Actually, no, it's 43.1 because we're on the microcontrollers network. Okay, so we should be getting. Oh, we're not. Hang on. Let's see then. Oh, interesting. Are we not? Our USB Ethernet is not functioning right now. Huh. Why is that not working anymore? Like, I can tell the actual thing doesn't seem to be working because it's not lighting up at all. So I'm using my computer obviously has Ethernet in it, but it's, you know, it's connected to the internet. Damn it. Hey, thanks, Era. Thanks for gifting 5 memberships. Who set it to oh, that's to 2 of them later on. Who set it to Metal Clang? Hey, thanks for the 5 gift memberships. If you got a membership, be sure to thank Era for that. Hey, I appreciate that. Hell yeah. It's Realtek firmware, so it definitely sucks. Damn. Yeah, you might be right. How strange. It feels. Or maybe it's Let me just check all the wiring, because it could also be. Yeah, there are various things that could be not working right just yet. So let me make sure all the wiring is okay. Okay. I don't know if it's actually the adapter itself, because the adapter is warm, which suggests that it's not dead. But the lights weren't coming on, so... Oh yeah, it actually says here, Ethernet cable is not connected. Hey, Snack IRL, thanks for the TO1. Hell yeah, I really appreciate that. Can we get a band redeemed to fight these metal clang haters? Oh no. Who's Oh no. I do want to add like a redeem that's like prevents the I think it would be fun to add stuff that like prevents metal clang, or maybe even like a really expensive one that makes it metal clang for the rest of the stream and like you can't change it. I don't know. There's like, I feel like there's some funny stuff in there that we could do. Lock the sound for 10 minutes. Yeah, something like that. Ethernet cable is not connected. Interesting. Let me just reset it and see if it's like... Okay. Now it's okay. Now it's working. Cool. I guess it was just like a temporary thing. Yeah. Huh. Okay. Okay now. Maybe it just needed to be unplugged and plugged back in. And, because it wasn't showing up on USB before. So, now, yes, so we should be, oh, I need to turn the Wii U on, obviously. Huh. It received a packet and then it like disconnects immediately. Oh, it's also receiving a bunch of connect requests. That might be a front-end bug, actually. Let's just run this again. Oh, no, not external server. Oh, I think I need to do something actually. I think I need to send a acknowledgement packet back to the. Oh, I do apparently. Are we not getting this acknowledgement packet? Bind ACK, is that the one we're supposed to be getting? Interesting. Yeah. Huh. So it does look like we send it back. Sending ACK packet back to front end. And then can we print these? I don't know if that's going to work, but we'll see. And then I'll print something here that's like still waiting for bind ACK. I think that's what's happening. I think it's like some miscommunication between the front end and the back end. Does that recompile? No, I don't think so. Oh yeah. Okay, I think that worked. Yeah, cool. Oh, interesting. Huh. Are we? Oh no, we have started getting packets. We did get the bind ACK. I think what I need to do is I actually need to. I think the problem is that this this line blocks until the Wi-Fi is actually connected. So I think what I have to do is I should put this here, so that we ACK immediately. By ACK, I mean acknowledge. I don't mean like... Oh, fuck. Hey, Poggy, thanks for gifting a sub to DigiSpace Productions. Hell yeah, gifting a tier 1. I appreciate that. Yeah, by ACK, I mean acknowledge, not like DSP's laugh, not like ACK, 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 ACK. Okay, so let's build. I'll need to rebuild this, so let's upload. What? Yeah. I know there is a way to do this. I'm sure I've done it elsewhere. Oh, actually, I remember how this works now. I remember it's like you just use serial line print, and then you like print everything individually, and then at the end you do a print line. Is that jerked off on stream, DSP? It might be. Okay. In theory, I might not even need this, like, this debug stuff, because I only did that to see what was happening. And now I think I know what's happening now. Okay. We'll upload that. Make sure that's all built out. Should be all good. It bothers me that's how I know the guy. That probably is the most infamous moment, but there are a couple of infamous moments. I missed a lot of context. What is even going on? If you're just joining, I highly recommend checking out the doc that's in YouTube. It's in the description. On Twitch, it's !plan, which kind of goes over what we've done, or the plan, why, how, and then all the hardware that we're like looking at over this series of streams, and so far what the days have been. Today's goal is tentatively like audio and gamepad support, and or maybe trying to fix the latency. Though I'm a little bit sidetracked right now, testing some new firmware that Realtek sent me, which would let me, in theory, it's a way of that we could potentially be connecting the Wii U to various devices by using a microcontroller, an Arduino-like microcontroller. MattKC, it's in the dock. Exactly. All right, so now that that's done, we'll give it another reset. Okay. Wi-Fi initialized. Let's load up. Oops, I meant run. Load up this, not sync. Let's connect to this. Set the ACK, so we should be good. And now we're forwarding packets, supposedly. We're certainly not dropping packets. But we're not seeing much on here. We're not seeing any video. We're definitely getting stuff. These are like control codes. In fact, let's bring the Wii U on screen real quick. Can I control it right now? So if I give it like keyboard controls, no, but definitely, let's disconnect. Let's take a look at these logs. What have we got? Receive packet from 110, that's the Wii U, forwarding to client, yeah. Receive packet from here, forwarding to 110. I mean, in theory, that should be working. I think from memory, 50322 is going to be the input. Let me just double check that. It's in... Q2, yeah, HID, that's the input. Interesting. So we're getting stuff, but why is I'm curious why I'm curious why even the... Oh, interesting. Oh no, that's DHCP, my bad. Yeah, I'm curious why even the input isn't going through. Helpful to use Wireshark to see exactly what packets are being received. Maybe. I don't know if it's necessarily if Wireshark can necessarily help us as far as like figuring out exactly what the microcontroller is doing. Let's connect again and see what happens. One thing is receiving greater than 1500 MTU, but can it send 1500 greater than 1500 MTU? I don't know, but the input should, in theory, be under 1500. Weird. I would expect from this that the control would at least work. Because the control is, they're fairly small. They're not over 1500 MTU. Interesting though, we are certainly receiving packets of some variety. We're receiving a lot of command packets. I don't know if we're sending back, like so 5.6 is, I believe, the control code for receiving the EEPROM data. I don't know if we're sending any of that back. Let's see, service ID 5 is peripheral, 6 is EEPROM. Yeah, so 5.6. I don't know if we're... My guess is if it keeps asking, we're not sending it the... it's not receiving the EEPROM stuff back. But something I will say is that all this printing might not be helping it. So let's for now, let's disable the printing. Hey, Max Hip Hop 79, thanks for the Prime sub. I appreciate that. Remember, it is always morally correct to make sure that your Bezos bucks from your Amazon subscription do not go to Amazon, and instead go to a streamer of your choice. It doesn't have to be me, but a streamer of your choice. As long as it doesn't go to Amazon, it is morally correct. Haven't gotten all the way through this planning doc. It looks fantastic. You seem to know a lot about how the gamepad works. How do you learn about this stuff? I'm a terrible researcher. To be fair, a lot of the reversing stuff has been done by people before me. Like DRC Sim is a project that got a lot of the way towards making a Wii U gamepad. It just wasn't, like, it wasn't particularly user-friendly, and it never got ported to... Hey, Litruve, thanks for the Prime sub. I appreciate that. Thanks for the Bezos bucks. Yes, it never got ported to, like, Raspberry Pi necessarily, or it never got ported to... It works on phones, but it's slightly clunky. So my work has been taking that work, and, you know, there has been...
Sheesh.
Sheesh! Thanks, Tubular Trev. Thanks for the Prime sub. I appreciate that. I'm glad everyone is being moral today. No, I'm just kidding. So I've been taking some of the work that that has been already done. I've been kind of extending, or kind of building on that. So not only just making it user friendly, but there's also, you know, there has been some reverse engineering done for this project. There has been some, you know, there are things that, you know, vanilla does more than DRC Sim did, but a lot of that was also has also been discovered by people like Gary Odenichts in the time since DRC Sim and now. So, you know, it's not just me. I stand on the shoulders of giants. You need to hack any of the control data? I don't think so. That should be handled by the Wii U itself. Like, that should be, like, the answer is kind of, but the Wii U should be getting that. And, like, yeah, the Wii U should be doing the hacking itself, and the microcontroller should just forward that through. That's the idea, at least. Not a great stream to watch today while sick of people are doing Metal Clang. It can get a little excessive, I will admit. That's why we need to, I'll need to add a redeem for like disabling the clang. It's a front end receiving the packets. It's receiving some packets. I don't think it's receiving all of the packets. Lumby Magumby, thanks for the Prime sub. Hell yeah, appreciate that. Thanks for joining the cleanup crew. Okay. Are there checksums? Not with UDP. Okay. Find it so strange that even the input isn't working. Here's an idea. Let's so we have all of these relays going. Let's only do controller input and see if that works. I think this is the right one. Yeah, I think this is the right one. So now we're going to do, this is going to be a variant of the of this that only forwards controller input, and it discards, I think it'll discard every other packet. Look at these Clang haters overlapping their rewards. Oh no, people are setting it back and forth. Oh no! For all of you complain about the Clang, it makes money. It's surprisingly popular, I won't lie. You know, early I missed the start. It's okay. We've just been kind of playing around with the Realtek stuff. We haven't really gotten into any of the meat and potatoes Raspberry Pi stuff yet. Okay. Did I close? Yeah, I must have. Set a timeout to the redeem. We could look at. I'll think about it. I'll think about what what can be done. Matt gets so sidetracked he doesn't start. Does that count as a fail? Good question. Weird. So, in theory, let me uncomment this again just so I can make sure it's doing the right thing. But in theory, at least it should be possible to forward the controller input. Maybe none of the packets are ending up at the Wii U. Maybe that's the main issue. Because if none of the packets are getting to the Wii U, that would certainly explain, like, that would even explain the lack of video, because we need to send an IDR request, I believe, before we can show any video. In fact, I can even, maybe I'll even print something here just to see, like, if we're getting any video packets at all. Got video frame. I'm just curious if we're actually getting what we're getting versus what the Wii U is getting. Oh, of course, we're not going to get anything now because I commented all this stuff out, but I can test it later. upload. I don't remember if I did this or not. Clang enjoyers are billionaires? Oh no. Hackers are going to the wrong ports. The ports should be fine, because there's like different ports for everything. So like, there's like the consoles port, there's the microcontroller, there's the port that the microcontroller receives the data on, then there's the port that the client receives the data on, and then there's the port that the microcontroller receives data from the client. So there's like 4 sets of ports at the moment. So it may look like these are not correct, but like 50310 it might not look correct, but it technically is, because there's 50010, there's 50110, there's 50210, and 50310. Are you aware of Open FWWF? It has open firmware for a lot of devices, including some Broadcom devices. Maybe that could be useful for you. I may have heard about this. Yeah, maybe it would be worth, when I get around to doing like Nintendo Switch stuff, it'd be worth playing around with something like that for sure. Because I think hang on, because it's, because this says BCM43XX. The Nintendo Switch, I believe, is BCM4356. Yeah. So I guess the question is, does it support 4356? If it does, then yeah, maybe that's something that, to look into. Possible it's the wrong IP. It could be stupid, but I swear the Arduino reported 0.1 and not a 0.2. The Arduino it's again kind of it's kind of complicated, because the Arduino is 192.168.431 to the computer, but it's also 192.168.111 to the console. The console is 192.168.110, and the computer is 192.168.432. So the Arduino has 2 IP addresses. That's where it gets a little complicated. But you might be right that there may be some reason that it's not receiving stuff from the Arduino. Like, we're receiving stuff from the console, but maybe it's not working the other way around. Okay. External server, connect, do that. And from that, forwarding to that. So in theory, this should be input packets that are then being forwarded to the console's 5022, which I swear these things are in the documentation. It's just hard to. I feel like this libdrc.org stuff. I think this is old, or maybe not. 2021. Oh, maybe not. I don't know which one's the current one now, but oh yeah, I think the search is broken as well. Doesn't really matter. We can check in the actual code here. Okay, so 22 should be that. 50122 is the gamepad. 50022 should be the console's version of that port. So in theory, we should be sending stuff to we should be sending input, at the very least, input to the Wii U, but it doesn't look like we are. I think there's going to be something. I think that's going to be the main challenge. Just figuring out why console buff, read size. We're not getting any of these. So as far as the Arduino goes, or the Realtek goes, it thinks it's sending. Size, yeah, it's only 128 bytes, which should fit even in the MTU. That should fit. 110. I'm slightly confused. Why would this not be working? 128. I think 128 would be correct for the size of the struct. Don't know if it tells me here, but I think that's probably roughly the size of this. 128 bytes. Packet from that, forwarding to that, read size that. UDP. Oh! Is that, No, these are Wi-Fi UDP. So, I assume we are sending to... Yeah. This is a Wi-Fi UDP, so yeah, we should be sending to that. Arduino HID port forwards to port 50022, not 50122. Yes, correct. The gamepad's HID port is 50122. The console's is 50022. And the desktop, so in theory, this goes, desktop is on 50322 to the microcontroller on 50222, which then goes from 50122 to the console on 50022. That's kind of how this is supposed to work. I don't suppose it probably doesn't necessarily matter, like the source port when it comes to, yeah, I don't know. Oh, Twitch chat is covered. I guess that's true. Yeah, I mean, we don't really need this on screen right now. It's just, I suspect, I get the impression that no packets are ending up at the Wii U. I suppose we could do a test and like just try and send it a pre-prepared pack. Ugh, I stubbed my finger. We could try sending it a pre-prepared packet and see if that does anything. Where does do relays are? Do relays happens here. Yeah, so its only real job is to just pull this over and over again. I don't want to see my shit takes. Hey, welcome to the stream, Tingles. This must be early for you. Resync it? What does resync it mean? Do you mean like compile and upload? Here's a packet I baked earlier. Yeah. Maybe... it is! Yay! Oh, you mean resync as in run the WPS again? I don't know if that's... I don't think that's going to help us at this point. Because like the connection is fine, and we're getting packets, but none of them are ending up at the... it seems like none of them are ending up at the console. That's like my current understanding of what's happening. I guess so. I guess I'll I'm trying to think what's the easiest way to get a packet out of this. So if I'm like yeah, I'll just say I'll just force this to be one to happen all the time. It'll always push down. And then maybe I'll write this to a file. Yeah, I input packet, size of input packet, 1, F, and then F close. So in theory, that'll save a bunch of these over it, but it doesn't necessarily matter. This is just to get a pre-baked packet that I can send it. Oh, it's already here. That's good. Interesting. It keeps changing. I guess that makes sense. I can disconnect it now. Yeah, I got it. I assume it's changing because there's a sec ID in it. Yeah, the sec ID would be constantly incrementing, but this is okay. So this is a complete packet. It is. I assume it's going to be 128 bytes. Yeah, 128 bytes. So that's all correct. Copy as C. That's helpful. GUI with shadows is wild. XP had some window shadowing, I think. It looked different. It's for sure not the same shadowing, but I think XP had some window shadows. Cool. I love that it just gave me a oh, by the way, that the best hex editor on Linux is HXD and Wine. Yeah, it really kind of is. I hate to say it, but it really kind of is. Okay. It had opt-in shadows? Interesting. Maybe I always just had them on. The 2000 had shadows. Yeah, and the cursor had shadows. But again, it's not the same. Like the algorithm is definitely, the shadow algorithm is definitely different. Baked input packet. Really try imhex if you think HXD is peak. Maybe. I installed it at one point, but I don't know. I don't know like if I mean, I should give it a go, but I don't know if I would like using imgui all the time. But I'll try, you know, maybe I'm being too cynical. Okay, so instead of do relays, yeah, instead of that, we're just going to send our baked packets to hid in, I think, is the one. Because I think in is like from the console, so hid in udp.begin packets. And how does this work again? It's, yeah, just 192.168.10.1. UDP dot write, I think. Yeah, and then end packet. And then I want to say like, I don't want it to do this constantly. I want it to be like, I'll do it every like 100. Actually, I don't know how. I don't know if we can do like timing. Oh, there's a millis function. Okay. If hang on, current second equals millis divided by 1000. If last is not equal current second. So we'll just try and do this like once every second is kind of what I'm thinking. And then write that, size of that. I think so. The gamepad work like the DHCP server as the Wii U. The Wii U. This needs to be a DHCP server as well because it connects to. It's just a proxy. It has to connect to another device. So the DHCP functionality in this code is not accurate to the gamepad. It's just part of the process of getting the packets to something that would be more gamepad-like. I like Cooler World music. Okay. Is the gamepad using UDP? Yes. That's outlined in the document. How the gamepad works, but it's a very simple device. It basically is a Raspberry Pi or like a phone from the era. It's a very simple device. It connects with Wi-Fi, and they just share UDP packets. That's all. Used XP, especially 2000 a lot. You'd only have window shadows if you were using window blinds or something. Let me see. I feel like I at least remember cursor shadows. There were definitely cursor shadows on XP. But maybe not window shadows. Window shadows may have been another thing. For sure, cursor shadows. There is like, hang on. Cursor, menu, and desktop icon shadows were it on XP. Yeah, maybe I'm getting it confused with menus, because like you can see there's definitely shadows on the menus. Yeah, maybe I'm just like, I remember there being some shadows, even if it's not like shadows everywhere. Yeah, maybe I'm remembering the menu shadows and instead of the window shadows. Okay. So we're going to send over a this is a new build that doesn't do any packet relay. It just sends a baked input packet with the down arrow, the down on the D-pad held like once a second. So we'll see if it starts. I still have to control it through this, so I still have to connect. Still have to tell it to connect to you using the UI, but it should. You should see the Wii U. We've got it in the bottom left corner. It should, yeah. So it lights up, and what that means is it knows that something is connected. It knows that the gamepad is connected. But we are indeed not getting any down pressing. I guess I should have printed something to be like sent packet. I didn't do that. Disconnect. I wonder if I can turn off shadows. Now that I'm like paying more attention, I'm like, damn, it's not accurate. Which one was XFCE settings? That's KDE settings. I don't remember how to launch XFCE settings. It's like... Session settings? Or is it settings manager? What was this then? Oh, what did I spell wrong? Oh, I said sessions manager. Yeah, this is what I was looking for. I'm so no. I don't know. Which one of these is settings manager? I don't think any of them are. I guess it. I think if I went into the control panel, it would have brought this up. Window manager. Tweaks? Surely it's under compositor. Shadows under regular windows. There we go. Okay, cool. We don't have any dock windows, I don't think. Okay, cool. Not bad. All right, let's get rid of all these. Alrighty. I think that should be fine. I think now it'll just print like a line every time it's like sends a packet. Yeah, sent packet. So we know it's sending the packets, and we know that the Wii U is not receiving them, supposedly. That being said, it might be confused that the sec ID is not changing. So it's possible it's just discarding them.
I didn't want to create a TTS message. I just wanted to hear the cosmic fart.
Ah, but you didn't get it. Who changed it? Damn, sorry about that. But hey, thanks for the TTS. Oh, that's cool. We still do get shadows on the menus. Is that because I left them on dock panels or dock windows or whatever? Yeah, I'm not sure. It's possible it's discarding the packets because they're not obeying the correct sec ID. So it's possible it's something like that. I guess I could try and. But I think it's more likely that we're actually there's actually kind of a problem. Wait, this is the wrong IP address. It's 1.10, not 10.1. Why did I do that? Hang on. Did I make that mistake everywhere? Surely not. Surely I didn't say 10.1 everywhere. No, I said 1.10. Okay, so that's only a mistake here. That's not the mistake. That's just a mistake here. Fix yo warnings? I mean, that wouldn't have been a you mean compiler warning? This is all in stuff that's not mine, or except for no, it's all stuff in like different libraries. I mean, I'd have to go through the Ethernet library. I'd have to go through the Realtek library. I'd have to go through the DHCP library. Like none of these warnings are mine. I would have fixed my own warnings. Boo, boo indeed. Fix everyone's code. I will fix everyone's code, indeed. Well, it didn't make a difference. We're still not going down. It still did not receive any downs. So that's curious, isn't it? Wii U gamepad 168.1.10. And it thinks it did because is this going to be something to do with the fact that we like fucked around with the Wi-Fi library? Cause fuck. It could be something like so we go into no, not here, it's like Wi-Fi, I think. Like there's a hang on. Don't remember where they put it. Okay. Where I got rid of a file. I got rid of Wi-Fi udp.h because I identified it as being the same as udp.h, regular udp.h. But maybe it's not. And maybe if I like restore Wi-Fi UDP, maybe then our packets will send. This didn't do anything. I'm sure I can restore this. Okay, what's it gonna complain? It's gonna complain about, yeah, the Ethernet stuff not working, but for now I might even just I don't think I've made any substantial changes, so I might just like disable all the Ethernet stuff now. Just see if we can send any packet to the Wii U. So to do that, I'll so I'll move this stuff over here for now. And I'll throw that into start, I suppose. Or setup. Do connect. And then in loop, we will just see if we can try and send it anything. Does that compile? Not yet. I think I might have also edited that file to I think I also might have edited this to be like, yeah, I did. Okay, that's actually really impressive. Did Sublime remember that undo from 2 days ago? And get rid of all these. Wait, since when? Hang on. Since when have these been commented out? Is it that stupid? Is it that stupid? Hang on. Oh, where the fuck are my files? The files I actually fucking changed. Hang on. Hang on. No, don't. Not to the trash. I want to bookmark it. Hang on. Get rid of these because they don't have any. Permission denied. Oh, it's because the fucking Docker built it as root. Hang on. To temp, because I don't want to delete them, but I also don't want to add them to the git ignore here because they're like very temporary just for now. Oh, that's so... Wait, hang on. Wait, where did it go? Where did it go? Oh, it's because because the file disappeared briefly. Hang on, hang on. Where was I? In pipe, Arduino, this one. Oh, okay, fine. I think it got really confused. Here we go. Where are the files? Where are the actual files? Why can't I see the actual files? Does VSC not have proper Arduino support that you have to use their shitty IDE? I don't know. Maybe. Here. Oh, fuck's sake. Okay, fine. Damn. So this is all test stuff. We can probably delete all of this. I think I might have just done something really stupid. Okay, so these, okay, I'm gonna be, wait, no, surely not. What happened? That's so weird. An official Arduino extension. Gotcha. Yeah, maybe that's the solution. So I need to move this up above here again. Works okay-ish? Oh no. So this I need to change for sure. Move, re-enable, okay, and move act to before connect. So those are the important changes I made before. I'm just gonna build this out real quick. I have to make all those changes again. Fuck. Ugh. So it's yeah, the main thing is I think going into libraries, Wi-Fi UDP, and changing this back to UDP. After that, I think it's okay. There's also a in core. There's supposed to be a UDP.h. Did I just make this? I assume I did. Yeah. Okay. We could try using the other UDP and see if that does something. Okay. Hey, thanks for the super chat. Let's see how Microsoft Sam pronounces this. Platform IO extension. I've heard about Platform IO. But I've never used it.
The searing egg.
The searing egg. Well, hey, thanks for the super chat. I don't know what that means, but I appreciate it. Okay. Wi-Fi server set to non-blocking mode. I don't know what that means. I don't know if that's important or not. Ethernet cable is not connected, apparently. Okay. Sorry, I'm concentrating a lot. I'm like getting confused by what's happening. Yeah, and the Ethernet is not working at the moment. And let me just do a reset. Cable is not connected. Oh, some of these wires are just a little bit unplugged, that's why. I need like some way to hold... There we go. I need something to hold the this, because it's like there's nothing holding it in place, so every time like I touch it, it like moves a little bit as it's got like these wires hanging off it. The searing egg. So true. Alright, so... Okay, so now... Alright. So this is where we were before. Where... nothing is being sent, supposedly. Even though, yeah, 1.10 is supposed to be correct. So... what I'm curious about... What I could do instead of... pointing it to this one, I could point both to the other UDP.
The searing egg.
Is that a second desearing egg? Hey, thanks for the desearing egg. Appreciate it. So what I could do is, instead of move it to that UDP, I could move it the other way around, where I move like this to oh no, apparently not. UDP.h, I could move this to use Wi-Fi UDP and see what that does. Maybe these UDPs are like fundamentally incompatible, and so if it works on one, it won't work on the other. We'll see. Let me get rid of that other. God, damn it! I hate browsing this directory structure. It's in here. Okay. So yeah, Wi-Fi UDP. We gotta set that back. That's here. Okay. And after that, I think it's okay. What are we doing today? I was gonna do some Raspberry Pi stuff, but I've been roped into, not roped into. I've started doing Arduino stuff instead, and now it's looking like this is gonna take up the whole stream. So I think we may be doing nothing on the Raspberry Pi today. I love you, MattKC Live. Last few years I used to binge your videos. I say used to because you haven't been posting lately that much. That is true. I have some stuff coming up, but I've just been working on stuff, like especially this year, I've been just working on stuff that's really, it's just been a lot, they're just really long projects instead of like a lot of shorter projects. It's fewer, longer projects. That's just kind of been what I've been more interested in. Go back to latency. Nope, doesn't seem to have made any difference. We're still getting packets on the client, I think. So, yeah, we are. So the Ethernet is okay with the fact that that we're using Wi-Fi UDP. My guess is they are exactly the same. That I was correct the first time. Let's see if we're actually getting frames or not. Because I'm wondering if the fact that we're not seeing much is there too many packets, or is it like just because we're not sending the IDR? Got frame end complete :%I, and complete is streaming. So let's build that. For fuck's sake, why did... Okay. Here we go. Okay, so we're connecting. Okay. Interesting. So we don't seem to be getting any oh, but maybe we're still waiting for the IDR though. That would actually make sense as well. If yeah, there's one somewhere around here, yeah. If then it'll do this. Still waiting for IDR. All right. Interesting. That in itself is pretty interesting. I do think... I know I'm not being very communicative at the moment, so I do think that printing all this stuff really does slow the thing down. So let's get rid of all that. And as for... Yeah, so apparently we're not getting any... Supposedly we may not be getting any video packets at all. I can test that more directly by just saying got video packet. The video packets are the big ones too. Those are the ones that were getting blocked out before. So maybe it's a matter of like they got rid of one of the checks but not all of the checks. Or like not all of the reasons why large packets can't work. So we're connecting. Okay. Why is it? Oh, did I not actually upload? I thought I did the compile and upload. It's not supposed to be printing anything anymore. I wonder if maybe the packets are coming in too fast for the Arduino to like maybe the Arduino is dropping packets, you know what I mean? Because we've had, we've dropped packets have been a frequent villain. They've been the arch nemesis of this project. So it's quite possible that we're not getting all the packets just because it's too much for it. Is this another desearing egg? Is that a second one? Was the chat just not updated?
Desearing egg.
Nope, it's another desearing egg. Oh dear. Interesting. So that in itself is kind of interesting, that not all... Huh. We're not getting any video packets on this end. Did you consider replacing the microcontroller with a gaming PC so it can handle the packets? True! I mean, I did, the Raspberry Pi Zero was a contender for this instead of the, instead of this Realtek thing. The Realtek thing is just a lot cheaper. Searing egg preparation of egg. Does anyone... Has anyone figured out what desearing egg means? We turned some of this footage into a YouTube video, then can we get all the best moments where you would read a comment and say true? I mean, sure. Feel free. It's a meme. Is it? So here's a question.
Desearing egg preparation. Preparation of egg.
Preparation of egg. Is the... I've got a number of questions now. I have a question of, so we're not receiving any video on the desktop side, on the computer. Is the Arduino receiving video? Is it just not like transmitting it, or like relaying it back, or is it just not receiving it at all? The way to figure that out would be to figure out what the video port is. It's 20, and then some of these relays we can probably remove as well, because not all of them do things. I've never seen, for example, I think it's technically possible, but I've never really seen the front end or the Wii U send... Oh no, it does. The Wii U sends video back in the form of like the webcam. I forgot about that. And the audio would be like in the form of the microphone. Okay, never mind. We're gonna need to do all of that. You're not receiving, but the egg is desearing. Oh, it's a faulty translation of the Japanese letters. Egu, 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 egu. Gotcha. Okay. Well, I didn't know desearing was an English word. That to me doesn't... I've never heard that word before in English. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to see if the port is 50320, that means it's a video packet being sent back to the front page, or back to the front end, equals 50320. They're telling me that the Wii U sends video through the webcam and audio through the microphone. Well, that makes zero sense. I mean, I'm sure I misspoke. You know what I meant though. Video, relaying video packet. Are we even receiving any video packets? And still, why are we not sending any input packets? It's not a real word. Google Translate just made it up. Gotcha. That's interesting. I mean, I guess it, you know, when it comes to like AI making words, I guess it can just make up words. Where were we? Here. So let's burn this new project, which all it does is like print whether we got a whether the microcontroller is getting a video packet or not. Following this, I might switch over to the Pi for a little bit and just try a couple of things. Because I think we're reaching a point where it's just like, okay, for some unknown reason, like packets are not arriving here or packets are not arriving there, and there's going to be like a point where it's just kind of trial and error and not really having any ideas, just like experimenting. I guess that's what this has been already, but. Okay. Interesting. So... Huh. Maybe there is something to that. So, the microcontroller is receiving video packets for sure. 100% receiving video packets. That's what that means. Because 50320 is the port that this, because it starts with 50120, and then if it's connected to an external server, it increases by 200, so it becomes 50320. So if it's sending them to 50320, it's definitely receiving video packets. The computer received none of them. In fairness, that could be because... Well, there's kind of a couple... There's kind of a couple questions right now. The Ethernet shield I'm using, I said this last time, it's almost certainly too slow for like a proper Wii U thing. Maybe even the Ethernet thing is having like an MTU problem.
So you use Microsoft SAM for donations. My raffle copter goes swa 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 swa.
Yes, indeed, and with all of the glitches lovingly preserved, because I've heard that like Microsoft SAM ported to like a more modern speech engine. Like it'll sound like Microsoft SAM, but it won't do like the glitches anymore. But on mine, it is all how it's supposed to be. Also, Realtek sent me more firmware. Decided to try that out first. New firmware works, i.e. it doesn't crash. However, there are some things. Oh, there are issues with packet relay. Controller input packets don't appear to reach the Wii U, and the front end receives no video packets. The MCU seems to get video packets, so the MTU issue, not to be confused with MCU, issue does indeed seem to be solved. However, which makes it odd that none of them end up at the desktop, even though we do receive CMD packets, so the relays are at least partially working. Input packets don't reach the Wii U. In fact, there's no evidence that any packets from the front end make it to the Wii U, even though they do make it to the microcontroller. The Ethernet shield I'm using is almost certainly too slow for real-time Wii U, but I would have expected if the microcontroller was getting input, controller input packets, then they would at least make it back to the console, which could explain the lack of video packets. Also, perhaps we're hitting an MTU issue there too? Question mark. I mean, if it's smart, then it should automatically like split the stuff into 1500 MTU for Ethernet. I don't know if it's smart though. Will you be filtering for certain MAC address ranges? I don't think so. I mean, the Wii U is sending us information. It's just not all of it's sending the MCU, sending the microcontroller information. It's just not sending it. There's not all of that is coming back to the front end, and it seems like yeah. So I think the Wii U is fine with the microcontroller. It's just I'm not sure why. That's number one question for me is why are no packets arriving at the Wii U? Yeah, because oh no, wrong one. Yeah, I'm not sure, because this should have the, oh, hang on, this should have 50122, yeah. Hmm. Something perhaps worth testing is, here, let's write a whole new project real quick. So UDP packets do arrive on the desktop. I'm wondering if somehow maybe it's I'm having a lot of thoughts right now as to why this might be happening. Maybe we're dropping. Maybe the microcontroller, the Realtek itself, is like dropping packets because there's like maybe the buffers aren't big enough. I don't know what the like outgoing buffers are like on the Wii U. It seems like it's receiving most things. Like it receives video, it receives video from the console, it receives input from the computer. So it seems to be capable of getting most stuff. It just seems to not be able to send a lot of stuff. The 10 is the Wii U, not the gamepad. The gamepad is 11. Let me see if there's any information as far as like the socket, like buffer size, because I know that's a thing on the Raspberry Pi we had to increase. At least for now, we have to increase it. Begin package. Start client. Where's that? End packet. Okay. So what's server driv? That's, I guess that's probably in the header somewhere. Server driv. Okay, where do I find server driv? Okay, that's in here. Was server driv. Data buff. I wonder if that's like start client. Oh, don't tell me it's like, don't tell me it's gonna arrive somewhere back in the closed source part of the Wii U. Oh, I mean the fucking microcontroller. There's too many. I'm struggling to work on this because there's so many, like, now that we're not just dealing with one computer and a Wii U, there's like a third thing. I'm like, I keep getting like, keep fumbling between them. Realtek wouldn't mind if you just borrowed the source code. I mean, they haven't sent it to me yet. Send data. Is that called by this? Like, EP send data? No, where does that get? Right. Yeah. Right immediately. Send to data. Okay, send to data. That gets called. Where does that go? Send to data. Where's that defined? It's in. I assume it's in one of these C headers. And I assume it does it get defined here? It does. Wow. Lwip send to. Good. And what happens if does this actually do any returning? So like size, return size. Oh, what the fuck? What the fuck? So this So this doesn't, the return value is actually meaningless. That's so annoying. The return value is meaningless. It doesn't do anything. It's just literally, oh, fucking hell. It's just literally just returns, like it never gets, this value never gets modified by this file. So I actually don't know if this succeeds or not. That's so annoying. Can I change that? So if I noticed that, welcome to good API, cool, love it. So I noticed that this is an actual return value of some kind. I don't know what, we might be getting into like, okay, yeah, this is going to be something in the closed source code, unfortunately. But I'm going to guess that that's the point of UDP. I mean, yes, but what I want to know is if it even got into the buffer before it even got sent out to UDP. Like, did it even get refused from the buffer? Is what I'm curious about. So. Okay, oh fuck, I just moved something. System, component, common. Like, I'm trying to figure out if it even, like, not whether it got sent or not, because it's true, UDP doesn't tell you whether it gets sent or not. What I'm trying to figure out is if it even ended up in, like, the outgoing, like, this is not mail, but, like, imagine it's, like, outgoing mail. I'm trying to figure out if it even ended up in, like, outgoing mail. Source include mixing all of the code like Realtek, the normal, and your version. I don't think that it's going to make any difference here. I mean, yeah, there's no way of knowing if it's even going to give me a correct answer. So all of this stuff I think is part of the closed source firmware, but yeah, this. So okay, but this is going to be a like open source library that they're using, so it'll be something I could work with and get documentation about, I'm sure. I just want to know what this returns. Apparently it won't tell me what it returns. I assume what it returns is like how many bytes actually made it into the... There's like, oh damn, there's actually no documentation about this. That's cool. So this actually does return a value. That's sent to data. Oh, but this is just a Boolean. Fuck. Is that the one that this one uses? Oh, I see. That's why. This is just a Boolean. It's a Boolean and it doesn't even get checked, which is unbelievably annoying. But, okay, so here's what I'll do. I'll say if false, then return 0. Otherwise, return size. And then this will be return this. And so if I edit that, in theory, I might actually get some data, like... At the very, very least, if this failed, then... Ret equals 0. Yeah, at the very least, if this fails, now I'll know. I don't know if that'll tell me anything, but we'll see. Oh, let's do the same here. I don't even know what the point. Oh, I guess it's like some whatever. So okay, let's go back to Arduino land. Let's close that. We don't need that. Let's reopen what I was working on before, which is this. Let's burn that out and see if we get any different results. Because like it's actually really annoying that I wrote this whole like it checks like if the bit wrote correctly and it like prints an error if it didn't, but this never returns false. This only ever returns the value that you gave it. Okay, so let's burn this out and then whip returns 0% correctly, -1 failed. Also seems like max of 1500 bytes. It's quite possible. Like I said, if it's smart, then the Ethernet library would like do the packetizing encapsulation. I don't know exactly what the right word for it is itself, but I don't know if it's smart or not. There's no way I can know just from that. Are you using end packet? This returns if the packet was sent correctly or not. I am. But I don't know. I want to know if there's something happens here or not. I mean, that's I think in theory, hopefully. I don't know if it actually does. Okay, well, it's not returning false, so at least there's that. Yeah, I just don't know why. Yeah, let me drop all of these except for HID again. And then drop all of these except for HID again. See, I think that's right. Oh, interesting. These start again. I guess that probably actually makes some sense because Alright, so now we are only concerned with sending controller input back to the Wii U. Everything else should get dropped, so the fuck? So yeah, I just want to see if like at the very least if I can get a packet to send, like if I can get input packets to send to the console. Wireshark in the background. I think the problem is that like my concern is not necessarily whether we got packets on the computer yet. My bigger concern is whether we got packets on the Wii U. And that is not something we can use Wireshark for, and that's like my main priority right now. Is just seeing how we can send. Like we know it gets to the microcontroller because we see it in the debug output, but we don't know it gets to the console because the console, well, it doesn't have any debug output. Make it aroma plugin. There's probably something we could do. I know that there's like, well, it's tough because it's kind of the really low level stuff. Like I've been using a Wii U, I've been using a gamepad like test tool for a while, and it works nicely, but that's like after the packets have already been processed and after it's been made available in like the API and shit like that. And I don't know if that's going to really tell us anything that we don't already know, which is that like it's not receiving the packet. Okay, so the point of this build is that all of the UDP is disabled except for the input, and now it works. Okay. Cool. So far, by removing a bunch of the... This is something... Okay, so sitrep, by removing a bunch of the UDP sockets, it's doing something. We're getting like... Hang on. Oh, did it stop working, or...? Huh. It was working for a bit. Is there a... I feel like I remember reading something about, like... Maybe there's a socket limit on the, on this Arduino. I'm not sure, though. I don't know if... I feel like maybe I saw that somewhere in some documentation, but of course now I can't find it. And then it stopped working at some point. Hang on, maybe if I disconnect and reconnect, I get it to work again. Huh. Why did it... What? Why did it work temporarily? That's even more confusing. Like it would make sense if it worked consistently now. I don't know why it stopped working though. The Wii U menu needs to be on the gamepad screen for the gamepad input. Ah, yeah, you're probably right. Actually, I think you're correct. I think I'm playing myself. That, like, yeah. Probably it is working, and it just doesn't look like it because it doesn't... The gamepad doesn't necessarily control what's on the TV. I think you're correct. Yeah, I think it's fine, actually. So what I'll do is I will... God, well, what happens if we do... Okay, so we've confirmed that... Okay, let me get rid of these because they're not necessary. We've confirmed that... Let's enable one more relay. The video. Can we get video and controller input? That would be really interesting if so. That's not important. And arguably, this is not important either. I don't think... Yeah. Okay. So this is a test to see if we can... So I think we can send controller input. Can we also send video? Video might be a bit too much for this Ethernet shield. We can try it with audio because the audio is a lot smaller than the video is, even though the audio is actually uncompressed PCM. I'm curious to try this. Are you forwarding correctly? Not only should you change the destination IP, but you should also change source IP on the way back like it does NAT. I mean, it does, like, well, it doesn't, it like re-encapsulates the packet, so it shouldn't be an issue. I'm not just sending the raw bytes straight forward. Like, we read from the packet and we get the payload, and then we send the payload back out again, and this should, in theory, handle the IP changing. Okay. yeah, I do think I wouldn't be surprised if video was a bit much for it, because video is going to exceed Ethernet MTU, so I don't know if the library, I don't know if it like handles that correctly or if it just drops packets that are too big like this, like the Realtek firmware did. I don't know if it's just too fast for the SPI bus, because I think the SPI bus, I think it theoretically, like, it could certainly be like 30 megabits per second, but I think that's not enough. I think that's what I read, like theoretically it can hit 30 megabits per second or something like that. Let's try audio though. I'd be very curious to see if audio works. Because audio is a lot smaller, it shouldn't run into that same problem. How are you planning to do phone Realtek communication? That's also in the document, but the plan is to do it over like USB-C / Lightning, essentially, yeah, like a wired connection. Did it finish? I wasn't paying attention. I got distracted. I don't need to keep closing this. I could just leave it open. I think I'm just in the habit of closing it. LWIP doesn't handle fragmentation. I don't know if it's using that for Ethernet. I know Realtek is using that for the Wi-Fi. I don't know what the Ethernet library is doing. And as a matter of fact, like, if we, like, in the full implementation of this, we would have our own, like, custom Ethernet implementation, like Ethernet over USB, because that would be a lot faster than the SPI bus. Okay, that's something I should mention, is that the goal is to use Ethernet, but not to use this slow-ass Ethernet shield over SPI. The goal is to use the Arduino board has, or the Realtek board has, it's capable, allegedly, according to the documentation, it's capable of transferring, of being a USB device. It's fast enough. Supposedly, it can handle a full USB 2, like 480 megabit per second. At least that's according to the documentation, which would be plenty. And if we can do, like, 100 megabit Ethernet would be fine over USB. That's kind of the goal. That's the pie in the sky idea. We don't know if it's possible yet, but that's the hope, Wired is a good thing because wireless is lagging and buggy. Yeah, that's the goal. Like, we want as little like latency and overhead as possible. Reset. Okay, so oh fuck, it's already connected and I just disconnected it. Shit. Okay, connect. Okay, so in theory, and now the control stop working? Okay, let me undo that again. Oh, I didn't also didn't do this properly, but for God's sake. All right, let's try that again. Okay, so we want that audio in stop and the relay to the client. Yeah, and then we don't want any. I didn't disable video properly. That was my bad. Okay, try that again. The Ethernet shield could be really breaking stuff. Depending on the chip, it might not even allow enough sockets. Buffers could be bad. Sure, like, I would suspect that's true. I remember I read about it, and it's like the Ethernet shield should have been possible to do, like, at least some stuff. And I guess it is. I guess we got controller input to go through. But, yeah, but it could be possible that it's causing other problems as well. This is just like a temporary testing thing to see if it's feasible. Okay, so Let's see if we can get control and audio. Control is still not working. So now if I did it again, I closed it without needing to. And now, if I disable audio again, do we get, control back? At the very least, if we can do control, that's at least something. To mirror the phone screen, want to see your notifications? What happened? Did you hear like vibrating? Oh, no, I just got some shitty Prime Video recommendation. I try to set whoop net if tx single p buff in lwip opts. I don't know if I can because I think lwip is actually compiled into the closed source firmware. Like I've got headers, so I can like make calls to it, but I think the actual library itself is compiled closed source. That being said, I'm sure I could replace some of the code because if it's open source, I'm sure I could replace some of it myself. With some hacking, but okay. Control is back. That's nice. So where's my Wii Remote? Because at least we can do a little bit of stuff with the Wii. Put some batteries in it. My batteries are in this one. Yeah. Oh, it's 2 o'clock. That's okay. I don't have to get going just yet. This was like the safest time to start heading down. Oops. Okay. So I'm putting batteries back in my Wiimote, and that way we can at least launch a game and we can kind of see how it works from there. I'll also, maybe I can even get a controller working. Plug in this PS4. Oh wait, wrong one.
Just found out about Twitch Prime. It's
Hey.
like free money.
It is like free money. It's I always say it is morally correct to make sure that those couple of dollars from your Amazon Prime subscription do not in fact go to Amazon, and instead go to your friendly neighborhood streamer, whoever that may be. Okay, so I'm connecting the Wiimote so that I can, yeah, let's launch a game. And let's see if, and I've plugged in the PS4 controller into my computer. So let's see if we can control the Wii U via the Arduino, via the Realtek, via the Ethernet shield, via this with the PS4 controller. Oh no. Hey, thanks for gifting a tier 1 sub to Happy Disrespectful. I appreciate that, Clang Deniers. Oh no. Okay. I mean, it's working, right? Like, this is all going through, so the chain right now, this is PS4 controller. The chain right now is PS4 controller to vanilla, vanilla to the Realtek Arduino via Ethernet, Realtek to the console, and honestly, latency is pretty good. I know the problem is we don't have a video feed, so we can't see like, we can't get a comparison. We only have the control, but honestly, the latency, like, I don't really feel anything at all. If there is, it's like, you know, only a couple of frames at most. So that's nice. That's good to know. It can at least kind of keep up. I mean, it's not as if it's doing all that much, but I mean, it is, you know, it's working. A picture of 20 different adapters. It you know, it kind of is. But this was only possible by having the controller being the only UDP like relay. We've had to disable video relay. We have to disable audio. Had to disable the command port. We've had to disable the message port. That some of that stuff might work. It might be interesting to combine this with the at least the command port, because that stuff is usually fairly small, like just simple bytes. But I think thanks for the Prime sub Quinn255. Thanks for the Bezos bucks. Can we get sound? Let me get some Mario Kart sound. Just to figure out which input it is. Hang on. Oh, which one's this? So I have 4 ports on my. Okay, it's not that one. I don't think it's that one. It might be this one. Set to fine. Hey, that German guy Ben. Thanks for the Prime sub. Hey, I love that German guy Ben. Okay. Nope, that's still not the Mario Kart sound. Hey, but thanks for the Prime sub. I really appreciate it. That one it? It. Okay. Let me turn that down a little bit. That's probably a bit too loud. Latency is actually really good. Like, as in, I don't perceive any latency. I'm just bad at Mario Kart. It's not like the Raspberry Pi where it's like upwards of 200, 300 milliseconds. This is actually like, okay, let me see. I can show you, like, when I press the button, it's like pretty spot on, right? So, nice. Honestly, I'm pretty impressed. And you have to keep in mind, yeah, this is all going over SPI, which is not the fastest of buses in the world. The magic of a cable. Yeah, but it's not even like a fast cable. Like, the connection to the microcontroller is not great. It's like, it's probably slower than 10 megabit Ethernet. It wouldn't surprise me. Fuck. I'm trying to like read chat as well as play, so I'm like, that's my excuse at least. I'd be much better at this if I wasn't also trying to read what you guys were saying. Reading while driving. Don't call the cops, guys. Try just opening the audio socket, as in just opening it and not doing any relay. We could try that. It could be, yeah, just you know, it only supports so many sockets. I mean, we're trying to open a lot of sockets, all things considered, for like an embedded device. There's like, the Wii U is 5, the gamepad has 5 UDP sockets. And then we're relaying them all back to the PC, so that's another 5. So there's 10 UDP sockets. In theory, we could probably relay most of the... It might be possible to relay most of the stuff to the PC over one socket. I don't know if that'll lead to other problems of like, you know, socket buffer size and shit like that, or other latency issues, but in theory, if there's like a limitation on number of sockets, then maybe that's something we could look into. Honestly though, I'm pretty impressed how playable it is, all things considered. Let's try that. Let's try just basic MCU works. You plan on doing something with the Pi. I might have to get going, I'm afraid. Like, I started early because I had to leave early. I don't necessarily have to leave immediately. It's kind of like, it's just like, it would be safe to leave like sooner rather than later. Yeah. I could probably stretch it out to like, so it's currently 2:07. I could probably stretch it out to 2:30 and still be okay. So maybe we'll try like a couple of small things on the Pi to reduce latency and see if that gets us anywhere. Okay, so that's cool. In fact, yeah, latency is surprisingly good. Let's try, let's disconnect. Now we can use this for taskbot. I suppose you could. It's at least enough functionality to do a test. Now let's try just opening the audio socket and doing nothing else. So is it just the socket being open that fucks it up? Let's write this out. See if it changes anything. Oh, what? It didn't. Okay. 230, please. We can. Okay, so what we could do on the Pi is I can try like a couple of just like really basic, like things to see if they reduce latency. But I don't think we can really get stuck into anything. Like I can try a couple commands to, you know, maybe like play around with the scheduler or like the priority, the processor priority or something like that. But I doubt we can get into anything really deep in the time we have. Hey, Jeem073, thanks for the Prime sub. Hell yeah, I appreciate that. Just go already. I can't wait to see you in pink mohawk in your next stream though. True. Yeah, it's like I could maybe, we'll see about if I do more. It might just be do a little bit more on this and then get going. All right, so now we have a new firmware where I've enabled the audio socket, the audio port coming in from the console. It's just that one, not the one coming from the computer. Just one more socket. Does that fuck with the input basically? Apparently, yeah. Apparently that fucks with the input. Well, now the question is, if we set it to only audio, do we get audio? Yeah, I guess so. So, I will disconnect. Oops, nope, don't do that. So if I disable all the input stuff and we just do audio, disable that and go that, yeah. Do we get audio? The Wi-Fi chip can only open one socket, that's fucked. That seems to be the suggestion. We'll see if oh, so we don't want gotta close. Oh, I guess it's 2 sockets because it's receiving with the I think technically it was 2 because it was receiving from the computer and then there was a second socket that like sent to the console. So I think it could support 2, but not 3. Okay, so yeah, if we get audio out and we just relay from audio in to audio out. Okay. Isn't one socket Wi-Fi and the other socket Ethernet? Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. So yeah, it's one socket on the Wi-Fi. I guess so. Yeah. Let's see if yeah, one socket on Ethernet. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Let's see if we get audio. If we just do audio, can we get audio? I'm just really curious. What's the app on the home screen with the NAND on it for? That might be... Oh, that's Wii U ident. That was just to determine if I had a model with like, you know, the NANDs were like dying for, like that was a thing that was happening. I guess it's probably still is happening, but that was just to check if this was one of those models or not. Apparently this is like one of those, like this is an early model, like I forget, it's like Hynix, I think, that has the bad, the chips that tend to die. But, you know, it hasn't died yet. So, okay, let's see if we get sound out of this. I don't think so. I don't think we're getting any sound. Let's let me just real quick. I'll update the client to like tell me if we're getting audio packets. But these might just be like they're either too big or they're too fast, maybe. Let's find out. I'll just also double check the relay. So we're going to 50321, that's correct. Begins here at 50121, that's correct. And out to 50, out on 50221. I wasn't aware of that. I guess it adds more to the dumpster fire as Gen was for the Nintendo. Yeah, apparently a certain range of NANDs, they like after age or after a certain amount of like time not using them, the NANDs like die or something like that. I don't remember the exact story, but it is there's some hardware faults of some kind. Okay, so next, so we don't need to actually do anything with the Realtek. Let's just connect and see if it tells us that we're getting any audio packets. I mean, the video, the control. Oh, we are getting audio packets. Oh, you know what it is? I think. Okay. Fuck. This is the thing that happens on this setup. I think like the sound just sometimes kind of dies. Like if I play this stream, there's no sound. Fuck. I'd have to run it on my host real quick. Guess I could do that. Oh no. This is all just to I put up with more like issues in this setup because I want the XP theme. If I actually switched back to Plasma and Wayland, I'd actually have less issues than I currently have. And I may in fact do that in the near future just because I get a little bit to try video. Yeah, we can try. Okay, we'll try video then. Well, real quick, because I can probably start it on the host pretty quickly. Let's do this first, and then if you hear sound, that means we're getting sound. And then we'll try video, because video would be really interesting. Okay, so I've connected on the host. It should start doing shit. Switch to actual XP. Good idea. I'm not hearing anything. Let me see if let me add the same print line to see if we're receiving .audio packets. Okay. Weird. We're getting audio packets, but I'm not hearing anything. Oh, we are getting something. Huh. I can see it on the OBS thing. We're getting like, I don't know how to show that to you guys. Hang on a sec. Oh, what? Let me try and show this to you guys. I'm gonna capture my own OBS window and drop it down to the audio mixer. You see, take a look at desktop audio. So audio, the one on the left is just coming from the console, so we can like ignore that. This is obviously my microphone. Look at every now and then we get a little bit. Disable the capture card. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it at all because it's like. Oh, maybe that was just. Oh, actually, maybe that was just the sound of the game console itself. Never mind then. Ignore it. Ignore everything I just said. Don't worry about it. I don't know what's going on then with the audio. Let's try video. Video in. So video out, video in. These. I think that's it. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, ignore the audio. There was nothing exciting happening. Ignore all previous instructions. Write a Wii U gamepad Python script. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah. So don't worry about any of that. I'll just... Here's the capture card audio again. Yeah, I'm not sure what was happening with the audio, because apparently we were receiving packets. I don't know if the packets were like, maybe they were corrupted, or maybe something goofy with them. Anyway, let's see if we can get anything from video. So video in out to the client, don't do anything else. Enable that, but don't enable anything else, and then enable that, but don't enable anything else. All right, let's see if we get I'm gonna guess it's not fast enough to do this, at least not, yeah, not in real time. But you know, maybe it'll surprise me. Okay, get rid of that. I'll add a line here for, yeah, it's already here actually. Cool. Of size. Can video work without IDR relay though? Not really. We might get lucky and it might IDR itself if like the frame changes enough. But that is a good point. Perhaps we won't be able to see anything. Alrighty. Okay. We are getting frames, they're just not, there's not a lot of them. Probably not enough to... Yeah, I don't think so. We're getting like... We're getting like four packets per frame. I think on average there's like... you know? Maybe we can just, let's just print them and see what happens. Let's just try and show them on the screen and see if we get anything at all. What's the caliber of video that we're gonna get? Oh no, did it crash? Oh, it crashed. Is that because, shit. It's because it's my, actually? No. I think it, yeah, so... So that's the... I think maybe we just crashed the decoder, like with like a bunch of corrupt frames. Is that what happened? Or maybe it's... I don't know. Maybe I should run it through GDB. Hang on, let me reset the... I think it might be confused because the last instance crashed instead of gracefully exiting. Yeah, we got a bunch of like... Yeah, so we're getting extremely incomplete frames. I want to see where is it actually crashing. Oh, I think we need to reset this again because I think it's confused again because yeah, here we go. It's impressively bad. Oh yeah, I suppose I should hide that. Okay, so it's crashing somewhere around here. I'm not sure what the yeah, I'm not sure what's going on here. It's like, because I feel like unless maybe video. Oh no, actually I do know what's happening here. I need to like okay, hang on, there's something I need to do real quick. Get this to work right. All right. I think that'll work. 7 minutes left. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Oh, I have to reset this again because. Oh. Oh, I see. Stack smashing detected. Oh dear. I think so. I think it's crashing just because this code isn't really designed for there to be like partial packets. It's not designed for like some packets to not come in and then like use them. So the crash is just because we're forcing it to do something that it doesn't want to do. But but either way, you could see even when it did show something on the screen, you could see how like ungood it was. Yeah, so it works in theory, and I guess hang on. So I think what we've found is that oh no, interesting. Hang on, let me let's try two fairly low throughput, like, so we get the HID out and the command in. Let's see if can we even do 2 relays, or is it really limited to one socket only? Okay, hang on. HID in command out. Okay, yeah. And then yeah, HID there. That's what I needed. Okay. So yeah. So let's see if we can get, these are just like pretty small data relays. Can we get like small data stuff, not with like camera or no video, no audio, nothing like that. Just like little pieces of data back and forth, including the controller. The microcontroller is pretty much fuzzing your app, kind of. Again, it's mostly because we're forcing it to take like I'm forcing code that wasn't written with incomplete packets in mind, or like packets to not exist in mind to do that. So it's like I'm forcing it to do things that it wasn't designed to do. I'm sure I could update the code so it does, but did it upload? I can't remember if I started it uploading or not, if I just put it into burn mode. Yeah, I wonder why I'm really curious as to why we were getting audio packets, but it wasn't playing any audio. I don't know what... I'd have to like do some debugging, and I'd have to... evidently, I think the audio won't work on here regardless, so it doesn't really help us. Hang on, just to double check. Audio is working on other things, right? Like, oh, okay. Yeah, so audio is working on other things. Okay. Audio seemed to just be really quiet. Well, it shouldn't have been quiet either. Like, there's no reason. I don't think it was quiet. I think that was just the, like, the console itself seeping through. Alright. Oh, something's funky with the Ethernet. Hang on. I think, again, just jostling it around, one of the wires became loose. Nope, still not connected apparently. What? Those are fine. Okay. I think that's okay. Again, I need something to hold these things in place. Alright, so what are we getting? Are we getting... Okay, so we're getting command input. That's useful. Are we getting... Can we control anything? How do we test that when we can't control the home page? I guess we'll have to just get into a game. Yeah. Will it magically work if you close the serial console? I don't think, no, I think we've run out of, console closing, fixing things.
Mario Kart 8!
Hang on, it's a bit loud now. Huh. Okay, so right now we're getting command. I guess so. I guess it's only one socket on the Wi-Fi, because we've got the command stuff coming in, which you can see here. This is all stuff from the command port, but we're now suddenly unable to send any input back to the. Oh, actually, wait, hold. That's probably important. No, still no. So that was just... So, I had made a mistake, but it turns out the mistake didn't mean anything. Oh yeah, I gotta go. Hang on, how close can we get this, though? Perfect. It's like it works. It's like it just works. Wait, it actually did just start working. What the fuck? Maybe I just pressed the button too late. Okay, weird. Wait, so I can do control input and get command stuff at the same time. On a loading screen? I guess so. I guess the loading screen started just as I pressed the button. Wow. Okay. So it's not exactly that it only supports one socket. Maybe it was just... wired gamepad. I mean, you'd have to make some hardware modifications to the Wii U, I think, but I'm sure it'd be possible. Why do you have why do you have video on vanilla? I don't. It's fake. I just put it there for fun. Perfect, right? Perfect. Okay, well, yeah, I gotta go now, I think. I think officially I actually have to go now. Hey, thanks Dover Queef, thanks for the Prime sub, I appreciate that. I love Dover Queefing. Alright, so, what have we learned today? I don't know. I don't know what we've learned today. It's been a confusing set of discoveries. So after disabling many of the sockets, I was able to get controller input at least. Yeah, the Wii motor's is almost out of charge. I was able to get controller input at least going through. Oh, right, it's all behind the Wii U. You'll be back in a couple of hours, I can wait for you. I don't think so. I think the minimum time I'd be getting back is like 4 hours from now. And like at that point, I think I want to start making dinner and shit like that. This, however, it wouldn't work with either video or audio enabled. It seemingly, I should double check, right? Now that we know. This led to the conclusion that maybe the Wi-Fi, or maybe the Wi-Fi could only handle a single socket. This was later disproven by the fact that it was possible to get the CMD and HID sockets working. So at least two worked. Currently unclear why things weren't working before. May need to double check this. Okay, well, I guess this was neither a success nor a fail, because it's like, it was mostly just seeing what would happen. So I guess Pi stuff will be next day, which is Friday. Yeah, and I might look at this. I might do some like double checks off stream just to like see if our findings, how many of these findings were correct or not. Followed by mukbang stream. Oh no, probably not. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out. Sorry we never got to the Pi today. We just had so much Realtek shit to do. But yeah, how interesting. Like, yeah, how interesting that we could get and HID working. I think there's a lot of potential. I really like the lack of latency. The fact that this is working, like, especially considering it's kind of crippled by the Ethernet shield. The fact that the latency is really low. Like I can't feel it. I can't tell if there's latency or not. So that's good enough. Like to begin, like for a starting point. So yeah, but it would just be nice if we could also get video and audio coming through as well. That's the only thing. Anyway, yeah. So I'll see you guys on Friday, and thanks for hanging out. Yeah. See you guys then. Bye-bye.